We are back. We got some news. Peanut Gallery, take it away.
Zilla Fatu has been pulled from GCW, and there are conflicting reports as to what's going on. I have heard that he is going to the E, and I've also heard that he has some personal issues that he has to deal with.
So I did not hear the personal issues.
Yes,
I probably would have put that on drama. But
so apparently, I don't know what those are because it's never been specified. But if that is true, then maybe he just needs to deal with some stuff before he goes
making a jump over, right?
So I don't know how soon that's going to be. But
and if you're wondering, Zilla Fatu is the son of Umaga.
Yes. What I also think is interesting is that Armando Estrada, who was Umaga's longtime manager, was just signed to a Legends contract as well.
I saw
so
that.
I do wonder if things are going to start coming together.
I'm surprised that you didn't put that on there because that was actually a fairly big sort of look. It's like, okay, he might be the Paul Heyman of this new bloodline.
That is perhaps the case, but we don't know that for sure.
Exactly.
That would be interesting.
It would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I would like that.
So apparently they're putting this already happened. This probably already happened. But they did some weird Lucha Libre thing before the Jaguars. I didn't watch it.
This is not the first time they've done this, though.
Is it not? I thought this was the first time they've done this.
I can't remember if AEW was involved, but CMLL had a match before a Denver Broncos game a couple of years ago.
No, this is directly AEW, and this is directly before, I think, the first home game for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think the Denver Broncos did something similar. Huh. I can't remember if AEW was involved. I do know that Mystico wrestled a match. It was in the parking lot of Mile High. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, this was the first time. Like I said, this was a couple of years ago, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, but this is obviously old news at this point.
I actually think it's kind of cool.
They did put a match on. And of course, it's because Tony is also the head of operations for the Jaguars.
But his daddy bought it. So.
That's daddy. His daddy owns it. He's just breaking in the cash.
Exactly.
Whatever cash they own. More delusion, yes.
She literally said she's the greatest pro wrestler of all time.
So you do remember the whole thing with, what's her name? Megan Thee Stallion. Now, actually, the rumors for her being involved with Mercedes were actually true. They were going to work on something at AEW, but I think there was a falling out between the two that resulted in Megan just doing something with the WWE.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really funny. I'm like, maybe you should have. She admitted that she should have kept her mouth shut, and she should have. But Mercedes Moné is only about her. Yes. Her ego is out of control.
I mean, that's why she signed to a $15 million contract where she has creative control over her character.
Exactly. And it's vile. I am so glad she's not with WWE.
I mean, she is progressively getting worse.
She is literally getting worse in the ring. Like, literally the worst.
She wasn't all that good to begin with, but she's just not getting any better.
Yeah, no. It's so bad.
Okay, so this is where we're going to get to some media rights, but I did want to mention that there was an NFL documentary with Tony Khan.
Yes.
That also came out today. But again, that's old news. So let's talk about a couple of things.
And also that was NFL specific.
It was an NFL thing. So it was only about the NFL part of that career, not the AEW part. So there was news that came out this week that apparently the deal was signed for $171 million a year.
Okay.
For shows to be premiering on TBS, TNT, and True TV.
Okay.
So the details for it are, there was scant. Like the source of it was dubious at best.
Okay.
So I don't know if that
take this was an enormous grain of
salt.
Yep.
But the media rights negotiations included provisions such as getting rid of Rampage altogether.
Okay, which is smart.
And I think it is smart considering if SmackDown is going to go to 3 hours, it's going to bump right into that entire hour of Rampage.
Yep.
So they would get no traffic at all. You think numbers are bad now? With SmackDown going to 3 hours, I don't think people are going to be up for
they have to. And I don't know where they're going to put Shockwave.
So Shockwave, I think they still think it's going to be a Fox product. If
no. What day? When is it going to air? Do they know?
We have no idea. we still think that they're going to air it on like FS1 or something.
Okay. The big one that I saw was the AEW pay-per-views that are going to be streamed on Max in 2025.
That is also something that has been discussed as well, which I think would be a good thing. However, they are also going to still be airing it on traditional ways as well. So like pay-per-view. I don't know.
Might as well just get Max.
I don't know who does it. I don't know who else does it. I mean, I have Discovery Plus.
No, I mean pay-per-views go directly through the cable provider.
Right. Or Bleacher Report.
Yeah, Bleacher Report does it. I think I don't know if Bleacher Report still does it. I know that they were on Triller TV for a while, or formerly known as Fight TV.
Right. Anyways, the other thing that I just found out about today was the reason that True TV was also included in this contract is because they are thinking about doing reruns of Dynamite and Collision on True TV.
Interesting. I don't think True TV's ever had wrestling.
And then I also heard
it'll be right before the Honey Boo Boo reruns and right after the Extreme Home Makeover Home Edition.
Right, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much what that channel has come down to at this point. I don't really know how much True is in True TV, but there we go. And I also figured out that I lost my train of thought.
I know, I threw you off.
Yeah. Oh, also what's that thing called?
That is so not
Battle of the Belts. No, it's not Battle of the Belts.
You mean that
Grand Slam. I meant Grand Slam. So apparently Grand Slam is also going to be a 3-hour Dynamite, if I'm not mistaken. That's just a rumor.
Okay.
But apparently that might be happening because they are producing they have announced a lot of matches, way more than normal Dynamite, so I don't know how they're going to run this.
Well, Grand Slam, if I'm not mistaken, goes from Dynamite to Rampage. Like, it's Rampage and Dynamite Grand Slam.
And this might also just be a test run because they are also going to make it a pay-per-view next year.
Yep.
Because they're doing that in Australia.
Yep.
So that's what I have for Tony Khan. We can get rid of him now. Again, we talked a little bit about Miro asking for his release.
I kind of wish I grabbed that clip of him talking about it because he did mention something on his because I think he streams games. He's a streamer too, and I think he talked about it very briefly regarding his release.
Because he has not been injured since January.
Yeah, he's been healthy for a long time.
And he's not doing anything with them. Like, nothing. Like, he was involved maybe in some multi-person matches, but they haven't even used him. They even, pawned him off to some indies or whatever. Like, he's just not been wrestling, which is really strange.
Yeah, it's really weird because Miro, they really pushed Miro hard when he came in, and he really helped elevate the TNT champion back in the day. So,
which is, it's unfortunate that he's being treated like that. But that would make sense why you want to ask for his release. I would do it too. So Cash Wheeler,
he was about to retire.
He was about to retire. And that is as a result of the road rage incident.
Yes.
And he said that he wanted to go live in all he wanted to do was go live in a cabin in the woods.
Yep. Because he didn't want the backlash to affect his partner, which it really didn't because the charges were dropped, essentially. Right. So I think it was, at the very least, it's good, but at the same time, FTR have become the biggest wusses on the internet.
They have.
They are, well, I'm not sure about Cash. I don't think Cash really does a whole lot on there, but Dax is out of control. The bald one is out of control.
The bald one is out of control. So let's talk about the Logan Paul.
I was about to say something about this.
Kevin Nash beef, I guess.
Go for it. It started that Kevin Nash said that Logan Paul wasn't one of the boys, which I will disagree with him to an extent. I think Logan Paul has been putting in the effort.
He's been putting in the work to...
Now, he was streamlined into this spot, but at the same time, Logan Paul doesn't need to cut his teeth on the indies.
Logan Paul is Logan Paul. They don't come to Logan... They don't put Logan Paul on pay-per-views because he's a good wrestler. They put him on because...
Well, he is a good wrestler.
He is a good wrestler. That just adds to the mystique and the aura. That's why they gave him a champion in the first place. Like, this guy's a viable fighter, you know? He can actually perform in the ring. Unlike a lot of other celebrities who have... performed in the ring.
And then Logan Paul responded. I can't remember what he said. I think he said that something insignificant, which is patently wrong because Kevin Nash was instrumental in the change of the business in the 90s. So I don't know how you can say that. This whole beef is very odd. It's odd. I don't think it's with good faith at all. I think is just to get clicks, and that's sort of why I sort of refrained from talking about it, because it's like, unless it's leading to something, which Kevin Nash,
it's not going to, because Kevin Nash is retired.
Yep, I mean, his quad is already torn,
and Logan Paul is dealing with his own issues with, especially now with the whole Lunchly thing that just came out.
Yes,
not wrestling related,
not a great idea,
but apparently there are going to be some legal battles. So
is it because of Lunchables?
I don't know the exact extent of it. I haven't watched a single video because there are multiple videos of people detailing what's going on, but I haven't watched single one of those videos.
Well, maybe we can do a follow-up on it. It's not, I mean, it's sort of wrestling related because it is Logan Paul. He is a signed wrestler with WWE. He has a contract with them.
He does.
It's just like with, I mean, we're not covering the election, the whole thing. That'd be stupid. But
it's kind of like when we talk about Donald Trump. The only reason we're talking about Donald Trump is because Donald Trump is a
WWE Hall of Famer. Right.
So that's pretty much all I've got as far as news goes. Not really a whole lot.
Nope. When we come back, we have something very special for everybody.